webinar series. We have over 225 attendees registered for today. We are thrilled with the turnout on our special panel discussion, What's New in X-ray Test Equipment. We are proud to offer these free webinars as a way to educate and provide valuable information to the healthcare technology industry. We're going to start offering 3 webinars per month on Wednesdays, focusing on pertinent issues to the biomed, clinical engineering, and imaging service community. We'll always try to schedule the most sought-after and dynamic speakers in the profession. We want to mention that many of these same speakers and presentations are held at our tri-annual MD Expo. Our next one will be actually next week for the inaugural Imaging Expo in Indianapolis. Please visit theimagingexpo.com for the entire educational schedule. Our next webinar Wednesday will be July 23rd, sponsored by Radcal Medical, featuring James Knight, who will present ESU testing with focus on high-frequency leakage. You won't want to miss that one. A few notes before we begin. In today's webinar, all lines will be muted, but you can submit questions during the presentation by using the questions feature on the dashboard on the right-hand side of your screen. Please be sure to let us know which company you would like to answer your question. If you have any difficulty, please email us at webinar@mdpublishing.com. Also, very important, an email survey will appear on your computer screen immediately following today's webinar. The first 100 attendees to complete and submit the survey will receive a special Webinar Wednesday t-shirt. Okay, let's get started. Our first presenter today is Pat Pyers, Vice President of Sales, Marketing, and Business Development at Radcal Corporation. Pat has been in the diagnostic X-ray test instrument business for well over 20 years and brings much product knowledge and many acquaintances to the industry. Pat joined Radcal 3 years ago and has played a chief role in Radcal's significant growth within the many market segments it services. Pat will discuss Radcal and their newest product, the AccuGold Plus, its capability of using both solid-state and ion chamber technology, either individually or simultaneously in one exposure, and the many advantages of using the AccuGold Plus systems. Okay, Pat, take it away.
Thank you, John, for the fine introduction, and welcome to our customers, potential customers, colleagues, and competitors. To many, our products may only seem as another service tool, but the diagnostic X-ray meter plays a very important role in the lives and business of those in the medical physics and service industries. Today, I hope to be able to show you the latest advances in Radcal products and what we have to offer. I'm Pat Pyers, Vice President of Sales and Marketing and Business Development for Radcal Corporation, and I have a lot of information to present to you today in a very short period of time, so let's get going. Radcal products are unique in that they are still being designed, manufactured, calibrated, and serviced in the United States. Radcal is a U.S. company and will remain that way for many years to come. Headquartered in California, just outside of LA, we now have local U.S. offices in Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Georgia. For the rest of the world, we are represented in over 50 countries now. Recently, Radcal has joined in a partnership with our French distributor to offer a secondary certified calibration facility in France to calibrate and service Radcal instruments. They are now servicing Europe and some of the Middle Eastern countries. 2014 is a banner year for Radcal as we celebrate 40 years for MDH, the parent company of Radcal. Let me repeat that. 40 years. That's 40 years ago. MDH was born. And shortly after that, Radcal Corporation was founded to design ion chambers and the associated meters to measure dose and kV. The stability and accuracy of the product line has been in existence now for 40 years. Today's product line represents the many years of product development, quality, and design. We look forward to servicing our customers, you, for many more years to come. The 70s. Many of us remember them for many other reasons, but that was a time of new technology breakthrough, like the introduction of the Apple computer and the first dose meter for the FDA. Setting the gold standard in 1974, Radcal designed and manufactured the first FDA dose meters and ion chambers. This product went on to greatness as the computer soon interfaced to it. The FDA used their MDH meters for over 25 years, and many are still being used today. Today, Radcal still services and calibrates many of them each day from all over the world. This demonstrates product quality, stability, and accuracy within the product line. So what's new in X-ray test equipment? Today, as John said, I will present to you our AccuGo family of meters, multi-sensors, and ion chambers. This product offering is the result of all the previous X-ray meters built by Radcal. I'm proud to introduce to you the AccuGo Plus, the new single-target stacked sensor multi-sensors, and the RapidGo Plus. The RapidGo Plus is a scaled-down version of the AccuGo Plus, utilizing the same AccuGo software, but only utilizing multi-sensors in the invasive MA device or non-invasive MA clamp. It does not accept any ion chambers, and it can be used for measurements requiring the use of solid-state multi-sensors only. This is designed for the service professional or biomedical engineer to obtain all parameter measurements with ease. The single-target stacked sensors, multi-sensors, are available in diagnostic, mammo, or the diagnostic plus mammo sensors for an all-in-one fashion. The single target eliminates heel effect and errors in positioning the sensor. The Multi-Sensor Plus is the smallest footprint multi-sensor available on the market today, and its calibration stays with each sensor, so they are truly interchangeable among other AccuGo-based systems. The heart of the AccuGo Plus is the AccuGo Digitizer module, and to it the multi-sensors, ion chambers, light meters, and even adapt checking devices can be attached to that. Each sensor has its own unique connector to avoid connection confusions. It connects directly to your laptop, PC, or tablet for quick data processing, presentation, and report generation. There's no need to transmit the data from your device to another computer for report generation. The AccuGo Plus will perform measurements for all modalities, that is diagnostic X-ray, fluoro, mammography, dental, and CT. Radcal offers 6 different solid-state multi-sensors for dose and kV to choose from. The AccuGo Plus also accepts Radcal ion chambers for individual or simultaneous measurements when using both the ion chamber and the multi-sensors. The AccuGo Plus was also engineered to accept even your old Radcal ion chambers, thereby creating a huge savings and convenience. Provided with the AccuGo Plus digitizers are 3 different software programs. The AccuGo software is provided, and I'll show you shortly, and is a customizable display of accumulated data for each exposure. For the more advanced data accumulation, one may want to use the provided AccuGo Excel software. And for those that like to use their own templates for report generation, we also provide the AccuGo Excel Template Builder software. The AccuGo Plus is the only multi-channel, multi-sensor, and ion chamber system available today to provide you with difficult or timely measurements in one exposure, such as possibly entrance and exit exposure data. Making a measurement is very easy and fast. Plug in the AccuGo Plus USB cable to your computer, attach the multi-sensor and or an ion chamber, position them in the beam, start your software, and you're ready to make exposures. The AccuGo Plus is multi-ranging and fully automatic, so there are no menus to scroll through for setup. When the AccuGo software starts, this is a screen that is presented before you. You may open a previous saved session or create a new session for the parameters you wish to view. This is the measure screen that you see here, which can show up to 16 different parameters simultaneously. Each parameter can be selected from the drop-down menu in each box. There are over 75 different parameters to choose from to display. But in actuality, all available measurements are measured and shown in the list window. Once you've designed your session, you can save it for future use. In front of you, this is a previously measured session. Here you can see 16 different parameters measured for each exposure. This happens to be a tonal mammal exposure. Note that the waveform is also displayed for each measurement. This is not a portion of the waveform, but the entire waveform from start to finish. AccuGo Plus can capture a waveform up to 300 seconds or 5 minutes in length. To demonstrate the waveform capture capabilities, I've shown here a cone beam CT exposure that's 28.11 seconds long with 450 pulses. AccuGo Plus captured the entire exposure and waveform, as you can see here. Capturing the entire waveform allows for a much more accurate and precise measurement as opposed to a small window of an exposure. And just to prove that that wasn't any noise, we can select waveform on the, from the measure page to show the entire waveform for further analysis. With magnification of the last waveform, we can show the first 1 second to show how the detail is retained for the entire exposure. In fact, here it is that the AccuGo Plus has retained 100% of the waveform detail at 100 microsecond resolution for more than 20 seconds. Actually, in fact, this would be the case for the 300-second exposure as well. Moving on, shown here is a mammography exposure with MA. Note that the MA waveform, which is shown in black, follows the dip in the dose rate. In the selectable comment window on the right, this can be noted along with all the generator settings, and that becomes part of the session and record as well. Now going back to the waveform view, the region of interest can be selected from the last view. Here, with the click of the mouse, one can extract the last 15% of the exposure as the region of interest, as you can see here. And by clicking on the region of interest, there's a little scissor icon there. You click on that, and then this session here, or this exposure, becomes the daughter of that exposure. This method is non-destructive to the measurement and can become part of the saved session. In this measurement window here, you can see what I mentioned here, where session or exposure 1.1 has become the daughter of exposure 1. You see that on the left. Now for dental intraoral measurements, the user can select to use the preheat determination or not. Here you can see in a darker shaded area of the waveform that the preheat has been automatically selected. There are no further selections needed, such as KVP or time delay or any other settings. The third and last selectable window is the list view window. Here, when one can view the measurements displayed in the measurement window, or select all to scroll through all the possible measurements made for that exposure. These measurements can be exported to Excel by selecting the export button that you can see on the top right. One can also delete an exposure here as well. This exposure from another session shows the use and display of both a multi-sensor and an ion chamber simultaneously measured. Displayed is the KVP, multi-sensor dose and dose rate, and the ion chamber dose and dose rate. The respective waveforms are also shown in the measurement below. And here is the expanded waveform of the previous exposure for further analysis. Now, if you prefer not to use your laptop, or you just acquired a tablet with Windows 8, introducing the new touchscreen display for AccuGo Plus. At the upcoming AAPM meeting in Austin, Texas, we will be showing this display. Now all your measurements can be shown right at your fingertips. The AccuGo Plus is now available with a touchscreen display, as you can see, for data processing and quick display. With the Windows 8 features and AccuGo software, data can be exported to Excel by touchscreen or a mouse, or even drag and drop into your template for quick reports. And if you are attending the AAPM, we're in booth 222, So please feel free to come by for a full demonstration of all these features. And what else does Radcal have for the near future? Also at the AAPM, in just a few short weeks, Radcal will be presenting ActiGo Plus with Wi-Fi. Not Bluetooth, but Wi-Fi. This new device, termed the Gold Nugget, can attach not only to the ActiGo Plus, but to the first generation digitizers as well. And yes, for those Rapid Gold users, it will work for them as well. Wi-Fi is much better for long exposure transmissions, where there's a chance for a dropped connection if you're using other types of transmission. Wi-Fi is much more stable and secure than Bluetooth, as research has proven. And this is just another technology breakthrough brought to you from Radcal. Simply select the Nugget connection shown in your available wireless connection window, and it will automatically connect and be ready for transmitting your data to your laptop, tablet, or PC. At this time, this is a work in progress with plans for release by year's end. It can be added at any time, so your purchase today will work with it when it is available. Radcal also offers complementary products for your X-ray and imaging needs. Radcal is the exclusive distributor of Leeds test objects for North and South America. You can check our website for more details and different product offerings from Leeds. Radcal is also partnering with VacuTech to offer a complete line of DAP meters for installation or replacement. The VacuTech Duo measures dose rate, DAP rate, and exposure time for each exposure and is DICOM compatible. Recently, Radcal partnered with Ludlam to offer a handheld survey meter in one unit. This product may look familiar, and it probably is because it's a repackaging of the Ludlam 9DP and offers all the same features over all of the similar products. And just last month, Radcal has made arrangements to offer ultrasound phantoms from ATS Laboratories at Bridgeport, Connecticut. Like Radcal, ATS has been offering these products for nearly 40 years. In summary, for all your diagnostic X-ray meters and imaging needs, remember Radcal, the first gold standard and made in America. Radcal has been offering a diagnostic X-ray product for 40 years now and will continue to support you and your older Radcal products invested in for many more years to come. And don't forget the ActiGo Plus, its new small multi-sensors and the powerful ActiGo software for your next purchase. We are the gold standard and will continue to lead the way in technology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. That was very informative. We appreciate your time. Okay, next, our presenter is going to be Rob Hayward, Northeast Regional Sales Manager for RaySafe, a Fluke Biomedical company. With more than 20 years of experience in the medical device and medical test and measurement fields, Rob is an X-ray test expert at RaySafe, contributing to sales and management functions. Rob's primary responsibilities include managing diagnostic X-ray test equipment sales to a wide variety of users, including imaging engineers, medical physicists, and state inspectors. Rob has been in this role for RaySafe for 6 years and recently became a part of the Fluke Biomedical family. Rob, the stage is yours.
Thank you, John. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Thank you, TechNation, for organizing the webinar today. It's a pleasure to be able to present to you. So most of the experts on giving presentations will tell you a great presentation starts with a good joke or an interesting fact to hook the audience. I was thinking about this and then remembered my wife doesn't think my jokes are funny, and my kids don't think I have anything interesting to say. So with that, let's just dive right into this. My talk today will focus on the new RaySafe X2. But just a quick side note, I'd like to, just to avoid any confusion, you may or may not be aware that Unfor's RaySafe was acquired by Fluke Biomedical a few months ago. So we're in the process of getting fully integrated into the Fluke family. I've spent the last 6 years with Unfor's RaySafe, but I'm excited to be a part of the Fluke Biomedical team going forward. Both organizations have a lot of innovative products and core strengths, and we believe that this will only make us stronger by the merger. So if you hear me reference Fluke or Unfor's or RaySafe during this presentation, just understand it's now one big happy company. So an introduction to the RaySafe X2 X-ray QA system. We've all grown accustomed to intuitive interactions with our devices. After all, it's not the device that's most important, but what you can achieve with it that really matters. Simplicity has always been a hallmark for Unfor's RaySafe, but simplicity on the outside requires a lot of work on the inside. Our simplicity comes from a careful balance of advanced sensor technology paired with electronic wizardry and intelligent signal processing. The result is a device that provides accurate measurements with the ultimate in user friendliness, right at your fingertips. The RaySafe X2 has an intuitive touchscreen interface paired with first-class precision. It is a full-range multimodality tool for all your X-ray needs. It's easy to set up, measure, and report. As I stated before, the RaySafe X2 is a full-range multimodality system, but can be configured in any way depending on your needs. The RF sensor alone will handle all of your radiography, fluoroscopy, and dental equipment needs. The mammography sensor makes quick work of all commercially available mammography machines, including the new 3D tomosynthesis units. The CT sensor is designed for easy dose measurements in CT, and the light sensor provides luminance and illuminance measurement capabilities for collimator light output as well as QA on radiology monitors or view stations. So let's take a closer look at the X2 base unit, which is really the heart of the user's experience. The X2 is an Android-based platform, so if you have ever used a smartphone, you will instantly be comfortable navigating your way through the different views. Simply plug in any of the sensors and you are immediately taken to the home screen where you can begin to take measurements with no selections or settings to have to worry about. The home screen will show all parameters simultaneously in a single view. For a larger view of any single parameter, simply touch on that value and you instantly have a large readout which can easily be seen from distance. There is also a key parameter view not shown here where the user can select any 4 parameters they would like to see on a single screen. And finally, it may be difficult to see in this presentation, but behind the values for KVP and dose rate, you can see the outline image of an exposure waveform. By touching on that parameter, like KVP for example, and swiping to the left, you can view a larger image of the waveform. So the simple waveform viewing and analysis, there is no need to connect any external device such as a laptop or scope. The waveform view is available for KVP, dose rate, and MA. So if the base unit is the heart of the X2 system, then the sensor itself is definitely the brain. The X2 RF sensor with its advanced stacked sensor technology is designed to measure all parameters simultaneously on all radiography, fluoroscopy, and dental systems, and perhaps more importantly, without any user input. Simply plug the RF sensor into the base unit and you are immediately ready to begin taking measurements. From simple radiographic measurements to more challenging AMX portables to low-dose pulsed fluoroscopy to cone beam CT dental systems, the X2 RF sensor can measure on all of them without any special settings or selections. The stack sensor technology means a very small radiological footprint which won't drive up the dose when making measurements in automatic exposure or automatic brightness mode. The stack sensor also reduces the worry about heel effect and allows for orientation independence in the exposure area. Simply put, this makes it easy to position the sensor and get accurate readings every time. The X2 RF sensor will measure 9 parameters in one exposure, including kVp, dose rate, time, HVL, total filtration, pulses, dose per pulse, and frame rate in one exposure. By simultaneously attaching the MA sensor, you can bring the total to 12 parameters with the addition of MA, MAS, and mass per pulse. The RaySafe X2 mammography sensor has all of the same great features as the RF sensor, but specifically designed for making simple mammography measurements, again with very limited user input needed. One of the challenges in making mammo measurements is the wide range of different target filter combinations used in systems today, and these systems are constantly evolving. Our relationships with the mammography manufacturers means we are involved during the development of new systems, and our calibrations are developed with direct input from the manufacturer. One of the industry first features developed in the X2 is the ability to measure dose and half-value layer, or HVL, on any available target filter combination without any user selection. In other words, you don't have to tell the meter what you are measuring on to get accurate dose and HVL values. The only time you need to make a selection is when measuring kVp. And in this case, it's a simple swipe to the left, select the target filter combination from the menu, and take your exposure. We call it active compensation, which is just a clever way of saying the X2 MAM sensor isn't sensitive to variations in filter thickness or the effects of tube aging over time. You just get accurate readings every time, and as is the case with the RF sensor, you get all parameters in one exposure with just one sensor. A CT sensor is another option available with the RaySafe X2 system. Although commonly used by medical physicists for years to perform their annual surveys, this is not a measurement that most imaging engineers concern themselves with. However, with ever-increasing scrutiny on patient dose, this could be a tool an imaging engineer will need to use in the future. The X2 CT sensor is a standard 100 millimeter active length pencil chamber for making CT dose index, or CTDI, measurements. It fits directly into a standard head or body phantom, or can be easily positioned free in air with the included X2 Flexi stand. Since the sensor has built-in bias supply and electrometer, there is no need for the fragile and noisy analog cables traditionally associated with ion chambers. The sensor also automatically measures and corrects for temperature and pressure, so you get an accurate reading every time without having to think about the environment you're working in. Another unique feature of the X2 CT sensor is the ability to measure exposure time and dose rate waveforms. These features come in handy to ensure the sensor has been placed at isocenter and to determine the starting point of the tube with each CT scan. The X2 CT sensor measures dose, dose rate, time, and dose length product. The RaySafe X2 brings a brand new design to our widely used RaySafe XI light detector while maintaining the excellent photopic response our customers have come to appreciate. The X2 light sensor has an ergonomic design that feels comfortable in your hand for manual measurements and can be easily mounted to a display for automatic measurements. A small 5-degree aperture angle ensures compliance with international regulations. The X2 light sensor measures both luminance and illuminance by the simple turn of the aperture thumb wheel located on top of the sensor. For added ease of use and flexibility, an acquisition key to save the measured data is located on both the sensor and in the base unit interface, so you can use it manually or remotely. Let's talk a little bit about the X2 View software, which is included as part of the X2 system. When it comes to the design of our X-ray test equipment, we believe software can be a powerful tool that you can and should use if you choose, but that it doesn't need to be a burden if you just want to take your measurements quickly and move on. X2 View provides 3 basic functions. 1, it provides a remote display on your PC when and if you need it, keeping in mind all of the data is also available right on the base unit. 2, it allows for more in-depth analysis of waveforms, whether it be kVp, dose rate, or MA. And finally, the third basic function is reporting. X2 View works simply and seamlessly with Microsoft Excel to generate any type of report the user would like to see. The benefit of working with Excel is that it is a simple tool that most users are already very familiar with, and reports can be modified in an infinite number of ways to meet your specific needs. For those of you that are already Unfor's or RaySafe XI users, rest assured your existing reports will also work seamlessly with the X2 and X2 View without any modifications. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, X2 View software is included as part of the X2 solution. It does not cost extra. There are no individual license fees, so you can have as many users as you want without worry. And software updates are available online, so you always have access to the latest version. So let's say you want to generate your reports automatically, but you don't want to have to carry a laptop or tablet with you. No problem. The RaySafe X2 has built-in memory that stores up to 10,000 exposures. At the end of the day, you can simply connect the X2 base unit to a PC and upload all of the measurement data directly into X2 View and Microsoft Excel. So you can decide how you want to collect and report the measurement data. Service and calibration is a necessity with any medical test equipment, and the RaySafe X2 was designed with service in mind. Calibrations are held within each individual sensor, so logistically only the sensor itself needs to be returned for calibration. If you work in a large group or service organization with multiple systems, sensors can always be swapped between base units without a problem. And if you have multiple sensors, this means zero downtime for your organization. Both the X2 base unit software and the X2 View PC software are updated online, so you're always working with the latest version available regardless of when you bought the system. So why is this all important? In a hospital environment, imaging equipment downtime means lost revenue. You need X-ray test equipment that is accurate, easy to use, and allows you to take measurements quickly. Here's an example. Depending on the facility, CT scanning equipment can lose approximately $2,500 for every 15 minutes of downtime, or $10,000 an hour. You can minimize the equipment downtime and maximize reimbursement potential with the simple and easy-to-use RaySafe X2. Get every measurement you need in one single exposure so you can quickly test, troubleshoot, and get equipment back up and running. So Unfor's RaySafe is a true dose management company. We may be best known for our X-ray quality assurance devices like the XI or the new X2, but we also have solutions that cover the entire imaging environment. Our RaySafe i2 system, also marketed as the Philips DoseAware, provides real-time dose monitoring to staff during traditionally high-dose procedures, like cardiac cath labs, for example. The RaySafe S1 is a patient dose tracking software that helps hospitals lower patient dose, improve process quality, and increase productivity within the imaging department. For more information on the X2 or other innovative solutions, I invite you to visit our website at www.raysafe.com, and I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much, Rob. Great job. Okay, moving to our third presenter today, Rob Morrison, president of RTI Electronics. Rob has over 28 years in the radiation field, working in technical support, sales, and management. Rob's expertise in diagnostic X-ray QA provides a basis for his practical application of RTI products for RTI customers and RTI personnel. In 2005, Rob became president of RTI Inc., a U.S. subsidiary of RTI AB Sweden. Rob has been instrumental in RTI's continual growth in the U.S. market and RTI's desire to meet customers' needs with practical and dependable X-ray QA solutions. Rob, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, John, and thanks to TechNation for allowing us to participate in this What's New in X-Ray Test Equipment webinar. I'll move on to my first slide. We say here, from radiation to information. That's our slogan. And we've been doing that for just about 35 years. And we look forward to doing it for many more years as well. As I move into my next slide, I just want to make everybody aware, if they're not aware, this is on our website, but in June we've had a new majority owner come into the company. Lars Ernstorff and Ulf Toll, that are pictured there, have been the owners for close to 35 years. And basically, they know that they're not going to exist for forever, so they wanted to bring in some fresh individuals into the company while they continue to steer the company or help steer the company themselves. What does that mean for all of our RTI customers? The name stays the same. People stay the same, whoever you're dealing with. Service and support and commitment stay the same. And what are the benefits? Continued long-term commitments from RTI. We've got fresh energy with proven experience. And our goal continues to provide the best products and services in the industry worldwide. Where's RTI out of? They're on the west coast of Sweden, out of the second largest city in Sweden, Gothenburg, located in a little suburb called Mölndal. Here's some brief facts for you. RTI was founded back in '81 by Lars and Ulf, and they developed the first non-invasive digital electronic KV meter in the world. RTI has almost 35 years of experience in developing and manufacturing X-ray multimeters, dosimeters, and QA devices for X-ray. They also do all their own R&D, and so everything from the start to the finish when you receive it comes from RTI. We also take and have users from all the major X-ray manufacturers, independent service organizations, hospitals, authorities worldwide. And we're represented by distributors, over 80 distributors in the world. Some of RTI firsts. As we've already said, first digital non-invasive KV measuring device. We had the first device out there back in the early 80s that measured KV time, dose rate, MA, MAS, all in one exposure, and gave you the waveforms too. We also started with the first collection of data with handheld computers and then onto the laptops as they came onto the scene. And we also brought in some of the first solid-state detectors for dose measurements in the industry. We brought in the first non-invasive MA probes. We brought in the first wireless communication. We brought in the first meters to measure HVL in one exposure and do all the automatic corrections for your KV and dose. And we brought in the first detector that could cover all modalities. Back in the 80s, you've got the DigiX, the Mini-X, the PMX2. In the 90s, we went to the PMX3, which with the solid-state dose detectors, and our PMX1 and our solid dose electrometer, which could use both chambers and solid-state detectors. In the new millennia, as we looked forward, we decided what are the things that are out there that we need to deal with that are challenges in the whole measurement of diagnostic QA. One was sensitivity. You take the OEC Mini C-Arm 6800s, the different fluoro units like that, and you have to have that sensitivity. Filtration independence. As digital came into the market, we saw spectral filtering. How did that deal with your KV measurements? One detector for all modalities, whether you're doing panoramic dental, cone beam, CT, CT itself, mammo, rad, fluoro. All parameters measured in one exposure. Handheld wireless display. We came with our Barracuda. It covered a lot of those capabilities. One detector, all modalities, had Bluetooth, all parameters in one shot, In fact, it was modular. It could handle up to 16 external probes and measure them all simultaneously. We still have many people using them for that application. One shot, TF, total filtration, and HVL. Then we came with our Piranha. We beefed up the internal Bluetooth, 100-meter range, 15-hour rechargeable battery, compact, a wireless display, and we had a successful device. In 2005, RTI Inc. was established. The distributor that I was a part of decided along with RTI it would be a good thing to go direct in the United States. So we've been here since 2005. We get together annually for a meeting and go and attend Ruth's Chris for a nice meal with our spouses and all. In 2010, we had a challenge. Could we take and produce so much business? And the results of that were if we made it, the Swedish company would come over to the U.S., over to New York for a weekend. Well, we exceeded it and gave us a great opportunity to all come together and have one big picture together. Okay, what's new in products for RTI? You've been hearing my competitors. What we now have is the black Piranha. And it's got a lot of new features, capabilities to it. We've also got our Cobia Flex Meter and the Cobia family. What's different about the black Piranha? Well, it's a new detector technology in it. What does that do for us? It can handle more filtration. We actually can measure up to equivalent of 90 millimeters of aluminum or almost 2 millimeters of copper and make sure you don't have any strange kV readings or dose readings. We've improved all the calibrations. We've added many additional calibrations, standard for mammography. Another real benefit is in the CT realm. If you try to measure CT kV with a non-invasive device, you have different anode angles. That has an effect upon your accuracy of your kV measurements. We can deal with all of them, whether it's a Siemens Stratton, the new tube for GE and their Revolution CT scanner, as well as all the existing 7-degree anode angles. Also, we use a tablet now, wirelessly. We have enhanced Bluetooth connectivity. You turn on the meter, you turn on the tablet, and they automatically connect. And you've got a 100-meter distance to operate with. You can measure all your parameters for any modality. You get an instantaneous waveform. It logs all your data automatically. You can save it, you can print it, you can put it right directly to Excel, however you want to do it, using our Quick Check software right on your Windows 8.1 tablet. We cover all modalities, as I said before. You see there a Piranha with the dose probe. You've got the CT dose profiler. This is a case layout. We've got several different cases to match your need, whether you want lightweight for portability or you want to be able to handle all of your different pieces for doing your measurements. If I go into the RTI detectors, we've got the RTI dose detector, which is a standard out there. It is better than ion chambers in the radiographic range for measuring anywhere from 1.5 millimeters of aluminum to 2 millimeters of copper. We have our RTI light detector, which measures luminance and illuminance, and it's been a standard for a long time. In addition, we brought in our T20 dose detector several years ago. This you can use in any fluoro beam. It doesn't affect the actual output of the fluoro. It doesn't affect the auto brightness mode. So you can go to a 6-inch mag or higher, and the kV, MA do not drive. Ion chambers. We can use CT ion chambers. We can use mammo chambers, whatever chamber you want to use. For CT, you can use it for your CTDI measurements. For the mammo, you can do it for all your mammo dose measurements. And as some has already said, we give complete waveforms so you can see the dose rate waveform right off the ion chambers. We also have our CT dose profiler, which gives you dose profiles. That's a real benefit if you want to see what's happening with the dose profile in the CT scanner. And we've got our mover, which allows you to take and do your axial scans as well. In terms of probes, we have our MASS 1, which is our invasive probe, our MASS 2, which is our clamp-on non-invasive, and our MASS 3, which is a highly precision non-invasive mass probe. You can measure down to 1/100th of an MA with it. Obviously, you can get all your waveforms here. You can measure these simultaneously. If I move on now to the Cobia family of meters, we've got the Cobia Smart down there in the left-hand corner. Measures KV time, exposure rate, total filtration, HVL. Real simple meter to use. Very accurate, very sensitive. We've got our dental line there as well. And then above, our latest is the Cobia Flex. It can measure with external probes as well. It's got a built-in MA sensor on it, as well as you can use your light probes, your CT ion chambers, your CT dose profiler. Very simple to use, built-in display. We move on to our Ocean 2014 database software. It's the only software like it in the industry. I've already said that we can take and put our data directly to Excel. That's a given. So you can use any kind of Excel format that you want with the data. But with the Ocean 2014, you've got the ability to have the templates you need to do the PM measurements that you need to do. As you can see here, you can take all the measurements in one exposure, and in addition, it gives you the waveform off every shot. You can measure it any length of time that you need. You've also got complete analysis with the system. It comes standard with a given parameters on the analysis, but you can apply any parameters that you want with it. So if you want to go according to manufacturer specifications or state regulations or your own, you can apply those. Then reporting. You can have a complete ocean report with all your data there, giving you your pass-fail analysis. If you want to show the waveforms, you can show those. You can take and show all your analysis, linearity, reproducibility, accuracy. And in addition, you can take and put up a complete questionnaire where you go through your PM to check things for vacuuming out dust and different things that you have to do during the PM. And if you want, the ocean report can be as simple or as expanded as you want, and you can have it both ways at the same time to give to those individuals that you need to give them to. Finally, RTI's commitment to our customers and our products. We give a 2-year calibration cycle. That's what we recommend. We also have a 2-year warranty. That's standard. In addition, for less than the cost of a calibration, you can move your warranty up to 10 years. That shows our durability, reliability, and the cost effectiveness for you. Finally, RTI certifications. We're ISO 9001 in both the U.S. and Sweden, and we're ISO 17025 in both U.S. and Sweden. That gives you dependable, accurate calibrations. Our calibration turnaround time, you may wonder, 10 days, 10 working days. I want to thank you all for attending the webinar, and if you have any questions, obviously you can contact us. www.rtielectronics.com is our website. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Great job. We really appreciate that presentation. Okay, last but not least, our presenter for today is Jerry Zion, Global Training Manager at Fluke Biomedical. A renowned veteran in the medical device industry, Jerry has more than 35 years of experience working in many capacities for various medical device manufacturers. Jerry has spent the last decade at Fluke Biomedical pioneering the global training program. Jerry is an AME certified biomedical equipment technician and holds a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering technology from Purdue University. Jerry also obtained a Master's in Management in Science and Technology from the Oregon Graduate Institute. Okay, Jerry, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, John. I'm also thankful to TechNation and each of you that are participating in this webinar today for inviting Fluke Biomedical and RaySafe to introduce our products to you. I want to spend a little time talking about the 190M medical scope meter portable oscilloscope, and we're going to really talk mostly about troubleshooting. So when you get the complaint about an output or image quality, you're on the ball. You're the ones that are being the radiographic engineer that has to go and do the job to take care of the problem. So the 190M is one way that you could do that combines the DMM that everyone is used to carrying around with them and depending on, and you're able to resolve ambiguities that you see in the error codes that show up on today's modern X-ray and diagnostic imaging systems. And that's really important because that saves you time and it saves you downtime as well. You get to a resolution because you get to the root cause quicker. So let me introduce a little bit about the 190M. It's designed to take the guesswork out of medical imaging testing and troubleshooting by providing a high-resolution waveform analysis for visual performance and inspection. The signals over time let you capture defects that may not be visible to multimeters since you don't get to see the waveform. All you get to see is the numerics. The ideal waveform overlays for immediate pass-fail analysis really speed the process when you're looking at what's happening to an X-ray tube that may be aging or some other effect that's causing a similar appearance or a degradation of the performance of the X-ray machine. It's available in both 2- and 4-channel versions with a full color display, compatible with the 3508M kV divider for in the X-ray beam waveform capture, so it really makes it quick and easy to identify the true root cause of problems in the field. It's really 3 or 4 tools in one. So you have a digital oscilloscope for performance in the handheld package, a multimeter built in. In the 2-channel version, you get volts, ohms, and amps in the middle section. In the 4-channel version, you get volts and amps, but it's because you want 4 independent channels. You have a paperless recorder for capturing digital storage and analysis of your waveforms. The cursor functions allow you to analyze selected points on the waveform itself. And you can zoom in to look at things that need a little bit more detail. The ability to replay the waveform when anomalies are spotted really lets you capture things and take a look at them even if you didn't quite get them on the first glance. All of these functions are available in the 190M. Field technicians and engineers need to solve these problems quickly, as we've said. The 190M is designed to be simple to learn, easy to use, and very quick when it's time to do the testing. Connect and View Auto Mode has all the parameters set up already, so it zeroes in on the signal and displays it instantly. You don't waste a lot of time trying to set up triggering points. Memory save and recall setup let you, as we said, recall and look at those waveforms that you maybe at a glance didn't see clearly on the first round. Waveform compare lets you put an overlay on top of the waveform you're looking at to see whether you've really got a pass-fail situation, what's going on. The single button user interface makes the user interaction with the device really easy to navigate. So multifunctional tool, a multimeter, an oscilloscope, and a paperless recorder all in one. The 190M incorporates a high-resolution, non-interlaced video capability for when you're looking at video signals. And this is not only important in diagnostic imaging and in the systems that we look at in there, especially in cath lab and interventional cardiology, but it's also important in other parts and other times in doing other medical devices in the OR. Endoscopy and other video chain signals also can present some problems in troubleshooting, but the 190M lets you get right down to them. Smart averaging reduces the noise on the waveforms, and the MAS measurement improves efficiency in the X-ray based medical imaging measurements by showing the X-ray tube current and then easily being able to also show the KV waveforms. Digital persistence mode for those really complex modulated signals, and this is important for pulsed RF carriers like those that you'll encounter in fluoroscopy or MR systems. Its complete functionality makes the 190M the right tool to use for troubleshooting. In addition to this, we just want to point out that the reason that we have moved to the 190M comes from people like you, people who use our products all the time, to whom we listen and from whom we get tips on what we ought to be doing better, or what if we just had that one extra thing, boy, it would really make it easier to do our job. That comes from you. So things like 7-hour battery life with an easy battery swap capability, that came from you. Small and lightweight, that also came from you. Being able to carry one tool instead of 2 or 3, that comes from you. USB port data transfer, that makes it easy to capture and share waveform data in the field, was really an important thing that you told us about. And rugged and reliable, that's a hallmark of Fluke test tools. Now you don't have to carry multiple instruments to get a complex data analysis done. We understand that data deciphering, the analysis, can be difficult, but now the 190M can make that easier as well. The waveform compare gives us the ability to compare a previously recorded known good waveform with the one that we're viewing right now. That gives us an instant pass-fail analysis of what's going on. The trend plot recorder is the ability to detect faults that occur intermittently over a longer period of time. We have a 100-screen replay, and this is what we mean by being able to play back a wave shape that we just saw and maybe have missed. You don't have to miss those one-time anomalies anymore with replay. All of these features make the 190M easy to use and understand. And there's even a fast Fourier mode for assessing, for example, Wi-Fi communications bandwidth. So this tool is useful not only for your diagnostic imaging needs, but also for other needs that you have as a biomed in other medical devices and in power distribution channels. Did you know that traditional bench scopes allow for only one source of reference, and that is input to ground? And what makes that matter is it makes independent measurements on different subsystems really, really hard without interrupting the protective electrical isolation. But the 190M enables you to take multiple independent measurements simultaneously. So if you've got a timing chain, a video timing chain, with various different circuits across a couple of different PC boards, you can connect the independently isolated channels of the 190M to each of those stages in the signal processing and see what's happening from stage 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, right down the line, and identify whether that system is performing well or whether it's not. That's pretty unique to the 190M scope meter. Also, we've talked a little bit about triggering, and this is where Connect and View just really stands out among all the rest, because the triggering a waveform event for capture and analysis is the #1 most complained about problem for people using scopes. And indeed, it's been stated to us as the reason why field service engineers will not carry their oscilloscope in because they have to carry the scope and a DMM. And they always have to adjust the trigger manually, which just takes too long. But with Connect and View, as I said before, all you need to do is connect up to your reference point, put your probe on the test point, and your waveform is captured right on the screen. The only time you might need to do any manual adjustment of the trigger is if you have a really short duration pulse or wave shape that's kind of inside the Connect and View window capability, and even then you're able to get that waveform on the screen so much faster than you could with any other oscilloscope. So you're really able to get to the analysis and the root cause assessment of your troubleshooting faster with the 190M. Now, Fluke Biomedical has always had a pretty complete, has recently in the last 10 or 11 years had the ability to give you a really broad range of test tools and devices. And that included newer devices like our TNT 12000, and we're very, very happy to be welcoming our RaySafe partners on and our associates, because we love that X2, man. I'll tell you what, that is just the cat's meow for us. And I think you'll agree once you get your hands on it, you try it out. So it joins the rest of the family of Phantoms, a whole range of Phantoms for each modality, radiation safety survey tools that you may need in radiation oncology and nuclear power and nuclear medicine, as well as radiation oncology dose adjustment test devices, and alarm systems for making sure that we don't have unintended leaks of radiation outside the linear accelerator space. All of these things have been available, some of them for a long time, others of them brand new from Fluke Biomedical. And as I said before, we are very happy to welcome our RaySafe partners into the family. If you want to learn more about Fluke Biomedical lines, you can go to flukebiomedical.com. There's in the middle of that an education and training section where you'll find videos and recorded tutorials on most of our devices, and it's growing every day. So we encourage you to go out there and make sure that there just isn't any reason why you shouldn't be successful with a Fluke Biomedical or RaySafe test tool. Again, I thank you very much for your time and for allowing us to present.
Okay, thank you so much, Jerry. That was fantastic. It's time now to open up the floor for some questions. And the first one is going to be for RaySafe. Do you take trade-ins, and what is the distance range when using the Bluetooth function?
Say that again. I was, you blocked out.
Okay, for RaySafe, question is, do you take trade-ins? And the next question will be, what is the distance range when using the Bluetooth function?
Yes, we absolutely do take trade-ins. Bluetooth distance is dependent on the environment, but a typical hospital environment is fine, and actually even in CT rooms where you're in a closed room where the console is, we've seen that work just fine as well. So that would be the answer to that.
Yeah, please.
Fantastic. Okay, next question is for Radcal. Regarding the AccuGold Plus, how long is the warranty?
Presently, we have a 1-year warranty on that instrument. That pretty much covers the whole system.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, for RTI, regarding the Black Piranha, is the cost of the Ocean 2014 software extra, and do you provide customer support to create templates?
The QuickCheck software, which has XL connectivity to it, which is part of the Ocean 2014 software, comes standard with every unit. The Ocean 2014 Professional with the database is an extra charge. And yes, we do supply support both on-site and off-site. We can take control of individuals' computers and help them in building their templates, and we do that on a regular basis.
Fantastic. Okay, question for Fluke. Is the TNT being discontinued?
It's a really good question. It has not been discontinued yet. And it is fully functional relative to most of the routine testing that needs to be done by radiographic engineers in biomed, and a very useful tool for many of our diagnostic physicists in the hospital, as well as they're doing their annual dose assessments for each of the systems. So I'm just going to say for now it continues to be available, and we have made no decision to discontinue it.
Great. Okay, RaySafe, this one's for you. What is the difference between the light sensor and the light detector on my XI?
Not much, although it's a different design. It certainly looks different than the XI light detector, a little easier to hold and position, and certainly easier to switch between luminance and illuminance by just moving the wheel. But other than that, it measures the same thing.
Thank you very much. Okay, next question is for RTI. How do you see the future of clamp-on and non-invasive MA/MA's meters?
Non-invasive measurement of MA is not the easiest thing, especially when you look at the currents that we've got going through these thick cables. But as we see it right now, we continue on with our non-invasive probes. We've got a lot of users of them who truly like them. There's a lot of different problems that you can run into with non-invasive MA. Whether you hook to the anode side or the cathode side, you can see more noise on the rotating anode side. You can also get some grounding currents going through and so forth. But at the end of the day, we're very committed to non-invasive MA, and we'll continue to do so. We introduced it into the industry, and we have a big following of users who use it.
Okay, thank you. All right, next question for Radcal. Is software like GE's Dose Watch on the horizon for all vendors?
I assume that the question is more for interfacing with Dose Watch. Is that how you read that, John? I don't really understand.
It just asks if there's software like the GE Dose Watch on the horizon for all of the vendors.
Oh, I'm sure that that it's a concern for all vendors for monitoring dose. At this time, Radcal does not have a personal dose monitor itself. I mean, that's more what you would be looking for to maybe possibly interface into that. But also interfacing our output to any type of dose monitoring system, that could possibly be done in the near future.
Would any of our other vendors like to take that question on?
Rob, you want to take that, or do you want me to?
Go ahead, Jerry.
The really neat thing that I'm discovering about the RaySafe i2 is, in particular, because while we have concerns as a community about the dose delivered to the patient, and we also have a huge concern about the accumulative dose that's delivered day after day, minute after minute to those staff in the radiology department and to our interventional cardiologists and surgeons as they stand in high dose environments like the use of fluoro, C-arm fluoro, and CT areas. So it is becoming a more desired area of investigation. And what we're finding is that we are selling an awful lot of the I2 or its variation through Philips, and other X-ray system suppliers as well. With the scrutiny over dose delivery from the FDA, among others, this just gets to be a more and more important subject and area of concern. So I'm really, really happy that we now, with RaySafe joining Fluke Biomedical, have a way to help our end users, not just the biomed community, but the people who are actually doing the X-ray and intervening on the part of the patient day by day in those treatment areas in the clinical units. So I think that the future holds more of these kinds of investigations and certainly more innovative tools for the staff, clinical staff, as well as for patient dose assessment. The health physicists have been talking about this as a community for a very long time and trying to figure out some standards by which we can all agree about how we make those assessments and what they mean.
Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate that insight. Okay, that's going to close out our webinar. We had a fantastic turnout. Many thanks to our attendees for today and also our presenters and sponsoring companies for your time and expertise. Okay, attendees, don't forget that an email survey will appear on your computer screen immediately following today's webinar, and the first 100 attendees to submit the survey will receive a special Webinar Wednesday t-shirt. You can visit imtechnation.com/webinar to learn more about today's presenters and their companies, as well as register for our next Webinar Wednesday, July 23rd, on ESU testing with focus on high-frequency leakage, presented by James Knight. Thank you all. Hope you have a great rest of the day.